But how are these goods going out? It says operating normally. Can it literally be that simple? I just did not know that that was a possibility. I am confused. So we've seen it's possible to have a 100% walkable pedestrian area with no cars at all. Here it is right here. The people absolutely love it. But is it possible to have an entire city self-sufficiently running with no vehicles? No cargo vehicles, no train vehicles, no vehicles. Well, trains are okay, they're not on the road. But that is what we're going to test today. Can we remove our entire industry, or at least somehow get all of the vehicles outside the city? So I would count, you know, anything over here as outside the city. This is our city over here. What do you think? Is it going to be possible? And we're going to be using, of course, the new Plazas and Promenades DLC, which has now given us these fantastic walkable zones that we have here. But you can't just paint that over the top of an industry area and hope it's going to work, because it won't work. Well, I don't know. Is that actually true? What if we took our pedestrian zone and just zoned it all over the top here? This is going to cost us money as soon as we do it. So we want to be really careful and make sure that it's not any bigger than it really needs to be. So let's just think what we're doing here for a moment. So by doing that, we're stopping any vehicles from this district being able to get out and through here. So what we might just do is just shave it back and take out that road there. There we go. But anything coming in and out of this section is now within this zone. So what will that do? Apart from this building, he's like, no, we're half in, we're half out. No, you're all the way in. I'm sorry, fella, that is it. Well, everything is continuing as normal, because at the moment, this pedestrian area isn't doing anything. We'll notice here, service point is required. That's for any buildings that are placed on pedestrian streets. None of these are placed on pedestrian streets. So maybe we can force that. Maybe we can upgrade this little area here to pedestrian streets and see whether we can still have our buildings alongside them. So why don't we take one of these small cobblestone pedestrian streets? So let's upgrade some of these. And now we see something's popping up. What are they saying? Garbage deliveries cannot be taken care of because the pedestrian area doesn't have any garbage service points. So there we go. So let me upgrade. I'm going to do just this side of the area. Okay, so everything down here is now on a pedestrian street. Maybe these ones here, yeah, they're on the main road, so I'm not going to worry too much about those. We are going to put then some collection service points down here, which have to be, of course, on a normal road. So we've got this normal road here. So let's just put a garbage service point on there. And I had anarchy on, so now we've got buildings inside it. Let's get rid of those. There we go. So immediately all the concerns have disappeared from these buildings. But what are they going to do for getting their goods in and out? Well, this one says it distributes cargo for buildings on pedestrian roads. But that is for taking cargo into a pedestrian area to give to commercial buildings. And we can see we've done that over here. We have commercial buildings that are dotted around at various points like this. And this building here brings in our cargo and distributes it to them. But for taking them out, how's it going to do that? And also we have another area that's popped up. No cargo service point. Okay, so let us pop in a cargo service point on the other side. There we go. So let's just see if that ever goes away. It does. Excellent. Everybody's walking. They're loving it. They're loving all the walking. So they can come here and work. But how are these goods going out? It says operating normally. I was not expecting that. Let's toggle the traffic route. So we've got a pedestrian. There we go. Who's walking to work. Can it literally be that simple? Of all these buildings going to happily work. Has it removed my zone? No, zones are all here. Let's do a quick test just to make sure this isn't a weird bug. I'm going to remove the zone here and the building. And then I'm going to rezone it. Yeah. So you can put zones in and buildings are growing. Wow. Now that was not expected. Oh, we've got an oil truck breaking the rules. He's come on to the pedestrian only road to deliver, I believe, over here somewhere. Okay, so, yeah. Brain is working, but I mean the the traffic is non-existent now. I mean the 93%. There really is not many vehicles coming down here at all. What is the matter with you? So you're complaining cannot be reached. Ah, right. This building requires vehicles that are not allowed on the road. So at the very least, our coal power plant is not happy because it's not getting items coming in. So that's going to have to go somewhere over here. Should we pop it with the other coal power plants? There we go. Aha, more info. This forestry forwarder is importing forestry products to small cargo service points. So it is bringing items in and it's come from outside the city. So something in this area is taking those goods in our normal zoned industry and they're coming in here. Well, that is... Look, there's loads of them doing it. I just did not know that that was a possibility. I am confused. I am confused. So what I'm thinking now, if that's the case, we know service buildings can get in and out of here and look after the police, the, you know, any deaths, fire and all that sort of thing. If cargo trucks can come in and out using this service point, which doesn't seem to be an issue, then can we make all of this one great big pedestrian industry area? I'm not quite sure how it's going to affect my forestry. We'll come back to that one. And just have service points on this area. Let's give that a go. Okay, that is pedestrian roads all over here. That would have automatically extended the pedestrian zone as well, which is good. We might do a little bit of trimming on that as we come along. I've connected this to over here because I'm pretty sure... Yeah, I'm not quite sure how that's going to work, so we'll do one thing at a time. We need to remove the coal power plants from this area. So what I might just do... I know we're going to be... Whoops, I know we're going to be covering over some coal. Some... oil that's under here, but that's fine. For now, I'm going to move these down there. We've got plenty of money. We're past the problem of worrying about money. So they've got road access. So all of this now, we need to move these service points. Yeah, because at the minute this road is not connected. There we go. Just make sure the power's connected. That's connected there. Yeah, so we unpause. This guy here isn't connected anymore. Let's just do that. There we go. So all of this now should end up with no trucks because everything's going to come through these two instead. So now my brain is going like 100 miles an hour and thinking, we don't need a traffic light there. That's what I'm thinking first of all. We're going to do giveaway for you. Everybody else just keep going. I'm thinking how big could we make a pedestrian area? Could we literally have this whole part of the city covered in a pedestrian area and then have like the cargo service points like down here somewhere and maybe one other little road coming off for these, which obviously didn't work inside a pedestrian area? Could that then work? So what have we got? Let's have a quick look in here. So it's costing us 3,000 odd, so we're still making enough money. Interesting to know how much is coming from my industry DLC stuff. Not a huge amount, to be honest. So this down here, I know, doesn't work on pedestrian roads. So if we use the picker mod, grab that road there. If we just upgrade, say, one of these. So this is industry DLC stuff. They'll say, these are okay, because these are normal zoned industry. So they would work if we had a pedestrian area. But these here cannot be reached. Oh, there we go. Requires vehicles that are not allowed on this road. How about if... Let's just do another test. We take... now this is where the problem comes in. I was going to extend this to be over those buildings, but these need to be in this industry's DLC. So if I say, for instance, start a new pedestrian area and go over here, they're now in a pedestrian area. I could put on there, if it had a service point, I could turn on this, deliver everything. So that would deliver to things that are not on a pedestrian road. So these, well, they are actually on a pedestrian road. Yeah, that's not, I don't think that's going to work. This building requires vehicles that are not allowed on this road. Yeah. But we can't have that outside of our industry's DLC industry zone. So it's mixing and matching, and yeah, that isn't going to work. Okay, so let's just get rid of this. So, yeah, how can we push this even further? So what about, can we make this the other sort of industry? So we've got the zoned industry, which is this one here, which is all of this. We've got the industries DLC, which is these ones in here. But we've also got the specialized zoned industries, which are these ones. So if we changed this, so what other zones do we have here? We literally only have the pedestrian zone on here. Can we apply the specialized zoned industries to this? Well, if we did oil industry, let's just see what happens. I suppose until the buildings upgrade or rebuild, nothing is going to happen, is it? But what I could... Oh, there's still a piece of road down here. Look, people are coming in and... Oh, that'll be the police cars. Let me just change that. I want this one. I don't want to change that. There we go. Let us delete, say, some of these in here and see if they actually come back as the oil specialized zoned industry. They do. Okay, and we can tell that by... I'll come out of that mode. We click on here. So that is just normal zoned industry, nothing else on there. If we click on this one, it says over here, oil industry. But see, nothing on that one. Okay, so the specialized industry zones work well, and these will also produce oil and stuff that will come over here, I believe, or they'll be they sort of tie in with this. If we put perhaps on the screen the supply chain, so at the top there, the green box, the specialized zone industry, basically will import and then make zone products, which will be sent to the generic industry, which goes down the generic goods chain to the normal commercial buildings. Industries DLC. It sort of mirrors that, but in a slightly different way. So, yeah, that's something we've learned then. Good. Okay. So, what are we at? 94%. I mean, why that isn't 100%? It can't surely just be this little road here. That would just be because people are slowing down. If I just make that node, like, super big. There we go. A bit more space. If I make that super big, so now when they come around the corner, it's more of a sweeping turn. So eventually that should not be red anymore and things should go up. I mean, there's nothing. There is no traffic anywhere. I mean, this is also with... I've got despawning turned on. No despawning. Got despawning turned off. If we click it, so it's like that. That is how the vanilla game works. This might go even higher, although I don't see that making any difference because there literally is nothing. Oh, the game's paused. There's literally nothing to despawn. If we go all the way out here, I'm using camera mods. How's this looking? That's all moving okay. What have we got down here? That's all moving okay. And this one over here is the other one. Yeah, that's all moving okay. So we've probably literally got the traffic to the best it could... Oh, this is like... Oh, look at this. Slightly orange colour here. But other than that, it's working perfectly well. So I want to tidy this up a bit. I want to push all of this back to down here. So when they come in, there is literally a zone over this side, which we can have. We can literally have a one-way road coming in and out. So maybe one of these. Something like that with service points for our pedestrian area. And then we could have a similar thing the other side with service points for our industry area. And then if we manage to move away from industries DLC stuff, oh yeah, which I've broken over here, if we could do that and move away from coal power, which is, I can't even remember where I put those things now, although down here as well, then maybe we could completely eliminate trucks from this entire area. I think this might be possible. Okay, let's just take a quick look at this. So down here, I'm going to pause. So down here, we've got a small garbage service point. So I'm going to pop that. Yeah, it needs an area. So let us grab our pedestrian area. And we're going to just bring that down as minimum as possible there. And then we're going to take the small garbage, pop that on the side. And then I'm going to upgrade. At the minute here, we've got like this one that does both. I'm going to delete that one. Now we've got the cargo one unlocked. Always forget where the stuff is. In here, no, in here, in here. Yep, so we've got the cargo. So that's going to take care of what they need in that area. And then, I mean, we could even Yeah, because that's not going to do 2 areas, is it? I mean, I was thinking we could combine this into one big area, but at the minute I think we'll just got to keep it separate. So then what I could just do is pop these ones down here. Okay, so they are in the areas that they need to be. Nobody's complaining. What are they complaining about? Not enough buyers for products. Goods are piling up. Right, that normally means that you've become overloaded with... Oh, yeah, we need water under here. That your trucks are overloaded. That they haven't got enough trucks to deal with all the goods and stuff. There we go. What's the power situation like? That's fine. So that might be... Yeah, look. 7 out of 7. So that's filled up. Do we have any larger ones? We don't. When do we unlock large cargo? 15 weekly cargo trucks in a pedestrian area. So we will literally unlock that at any point. These aren't that expensive. So what I'm going to do is move this over and pop another one in here. Yeah, and the garbage is going okay. How's this one going? 0 out of 7, 1 out of 5. Yeah. So that now, all the goods and things have been automatically removed from this area. Look. And we should see all these icons starting to go. Hopefully, and they'll all come out of here and literally just head out into the wider world. Right, so first test is going to be removing all of the DLC stuff that's down here, as this doesn't fit in with our master plan. So I am just going to go zoink and just remove... Oh no, my power plants! Too late! I tried to pause the zoinking, but it didn't work. So that's gone. That's okay. We've got enough money. We can upgrade other stuff. So let's just, yeah, I can just right click with anyone to get rid of that. And it's all gone. And it's all gone. Excellent. So that means we don't need this road down here. So let's move that. We don't need this down here. And the power is going to be horrendous. Yeah, okay. So power things. Now these ones here don't actually need anything. So let's take one of those and pop that. Cannot be placed on this road. Ah. So they cannot be placed on the pedestrian roads. Okay, so that is one other thing you're going to need outside your area. It's got plenty now, so everybody should be hooked up, apart from these guys down here. We've also got incineration plant. So this is the other thing worth checking, our trash stuff. So cannot be placed on this road. Yeah, so this literally needs access to a proper road as well. Okay, well that makes sense. So I'm going to move that. And then a recycling centre cannot be placed on this road yet. So all of these are going to go out here too. And of course a firehouse, that can go anywhere. And that is, I think, yeah, there's 2 firehouses here. So I'm going to pop this one because we're trying to get rid of all our trucks and stuff. Oh, autosave. Let's have a quick sip of tea. If you'd like to support me and my channel, head on over to biffaplaysmerch.com and you might find something you like over there. Yep, so we'll put the fire station over here. I think we're still struggling with the amount of trucks that are coming in and out. 6 out of 7, 2 out of 7, 1 out of 5 for the garbage. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. We're going to move this one. Oh, they've got no water or anything. That was really good planning. Well done. Yeah, we're slightly increasing the land there, but that's okay. And then finally, we've got our inland water treatment. So can they go up? Yeah, so they can't go up against those sort of roads either. So we will add those in over here as well. So now we can pedestrianize everything down here. That can go, that can go, and we can just keep on pedestrianizing. Oh no, power problems, this, all the way up to there. Let's just get our power hooked up over here. Sorry folks. We'll just go straight through there. Yep, there we go. So now everything down there is pedestrianized and should all be, yep, in that same area, which is costing us Foggy Streets. I'm going to call that Foggy Foot Street, so I know it's pedestrian. That's costing us 4,285. This one over here is costing us 11,905. Okay, right, so we've managed to remove, there we go, we'll zone that in there, all the trucks from this area and all the vehicles from mostly this area. Oh, we can do this as well here, can't we? We don't need any of this. We've got all the carports that we need to move, but that can go. This can be upgraded down here, which means the car parks will have to move if people are going to use them. Do we want to move them? Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to move them over to this side. One sec. Okay, there we go. They're gone. So now I'm thinking we don't really need this roundabout, and we certainly don't need this road here either. So maybe let's get rid of those, and we can sort of connect this up a little bit. Let's just do a bit of something like that. And does that even need to be connected to here by any sort of vehicle access? Yes, it does, because we've got all of those trucks coming in and out, but it probably could just do with being a smaller road. Garbage trucks is what I was talking about, and that sort of thing. So let's just do that. Yep, and we've got the buses and stuff in there. Okay. So now all of this doesn't have any trucks at all. 94%. This is literally it. The only cars that can come in is this area down here. We've got to really keep an eye on. The goods are struggling. The goods are struggling. 15 weekly cargo truck. It's going up ever so slowly. Yeah, we can see the colour here. Look, it's using all the capacity. But these are going okay. It should give us some extra information in here, actually. Capacity used, 20%, 12 out of 14. Yeah, so that's the issue. Well, let's wait for that. Oh, that's cargo trucks week 14. Oh, we've got to do 15, so we've got to add another one of these in. Sneaky, you're making me spend the money. Even though I don't want to spend the money. There we go. You see, this one unlocks, and then we could maybe change them out for those. What's the cost difference? 224, 864. Okay, and we're still making money, which is fantastic. This here we're going to change. We do have the ability to do that, so we're going to just keep these people going. And you're like stopping there a little bit weirdly, aren't you? That's probably because of the way I've made the road. If I do that, I'm going to do that side, and just keep you all going, and then you can go when there's a chance to go, and then hopefully I'm going to turn this off now and see how things adjust again. So we're at 95%. So we can now expand all of this even more. Now, what I wanted to do was change all of this to wall, or a big, a big section of it. So yeah, this is a one big district, pedestrian area. I've also got a district in here as well. But there's a lot of commercial in here. So why don't we go for the commercial wall first of all? There we go. So we'll plop that in there. And that should change our pedestrian area. Or, here we go. No, Florence District to wall. So then all of these commercial buildings that we've got, I'm going to remove all of them. And then hopefully that'll all nicely fill in with some cool... Darn it. With some cool wall-to-wall buildings. What have I done? Accidentally messed things up. Let's do that. And you're connected over here. It should be good. Okay, nice. Then yeah, let's see them go back. We've got a huge high demand for commercial zone. So that should pop in very quickly. And then also we were going to try and get some IT in here as well. So let's just wait for this to grow back. I can see some other buildings changing. Is this our commercial? Oh, I bet there was tons of comments on that in the last episodes because I've got the modern mid-century on there. So I could go in and add to this theme all the wall-to-wall commercial buildings, but we're going to end up changing it all to wall-to-wall anyway. So I'm going to remove that. We'll now get some commercial growing in, which I've been wondering why that hasn't been growing in for a while. And then I'm also thinking while we're doing this, I'm going to add the residential wall-to-wall in here as well. And we should see a lot of changes and things growing in. These lovely, colourful looking buildings. So what's going to be interesting is we're going to get wall-to-wall commercial and we're going to get random wall-to-wall residential mixed in with some of these other things. But if I delete, for instance, let's have a look here. Yeah, if I just like delete an area of residential, they won't grow back straight away because we don't have much of a need. So what I'm going to do is just do some. So once we start taking care of our other needs, those needs will also kick off. So we can add to this area now with no problem at all. We don't necessarily have to go for the IT buildings that we were talking about. So let's maybe carefully expand this. We don't want to get too close because of the noise. So we really don't want to go that way much more at all, and because of the pollution. So maybe now we can expand over to this side of the river. But of course we've got to be careful because mass expansion of this area is costing us more and more and more as we do it. So yeah, let's just sort of take it easy and fulfill our needs a bit at a time and do it that way. There we go. And then we should get some more industry in here, which will help start taking care of some of the needs that we've got on these lovely pedestrian streets. Yeah, well, that's pretty amazing. This one building here has completely removed any demand that we had for industry, which is fine. So now we've got a demand for residential, which we've got over here. And yeah, we're getting like a big problem here. So what are these being abandoned for? Taxes were too high. You're not showing me. Oh, you are showing me the taxes too high thing. Oh, so does mid-century modern have a different tax expectation to everybody else? Now, that is interesting. None of these are complaining about tax. They're just complaining about goods and things not being picked up. Which is, I mean, we've got the capacity, so I don't know quite why that's a problem, but we'll leave that. Interesting. So, yeah, I need to delete some buildings now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mass delete things in certain areas so we get the new wall-to-wall come in. A few at a time, and then hopefully we can really start getting to see what these look like. So now you're complaining not enough goods to sell. Shelves are empty. So we're getting something going on here. So that's 1 out of 5 garbage, 4 out of 7 trucks. Just wondering whether another one of these, or if we have the large one now. We do have the large one. Okay. So let us, that's the cargo one. Delete that. Let's pop in the large, large cargo service point. We're going to have one of those in there. And it says these are using their all as well. So I'm going to have maybe 2 of these. There we go. So that gives us 30. It gives us 60 altogether. Just want to check that they're being recognised. Pedestrian area, this one. 30 trucks. Yep. And this should say 60 trucks. There we go, look. So all the things are going down that were complaining. We have other issues, police and things like that. Well, that's fine. We can deal with stuff like that. So let's just go through the menu here and just see. So trash is fine. Schools, that's fine. That's fine. We haven't really got one of those in, but I'm not really worried about that. Healthcare is fine. Death care is okay. It's not filled up. Childcare, elder care. We don't actually have those, which might just be a good idea to pop those in. Okay, so that's fine. And then it's fire coverage. It's okay. I mean, it's there and there. They can get around. That's no problem. Police coverage. Yeah, jails are getting full. So we've probably now got access to the larger versions of these. So we could add in a high capacity fire station, which if we we can now connect these up because, yeah, of course, because this is all just, you know, normal roads. Who cares? Normal pedestrian paths, I should say. So let's pop that in there. So we could pop one of these on here. I'm just worried that there's noise attached to this one. Noise pollution 0. Well, blow me down. And then we can spend all our money and also put a high capacity police headquarters in here as well. I'm going to do that this side. Yep, we spend all our money. And that should take that to a whole nother level. Buses we still haven't done. Land value is pretty flipping good. Jobs and unemployment is okay. So now it's just a case of getting this balanced again, that we're not just spending too much money on everything. Okay, deleted a lot of the buildings that had disappeared. A lot of them are now being replaced with these lovely wall-to-wall buildings, which means we're getting more of an influx of people moving in because lots of people are expanding, which means we have a little bit of an issue over here. Ah, yes, a queue of people wanting to come into the city to move in. Don't forget we've got despawning turned off. So I'm just wondering whether it might be a good idea just to pop this roundabout back in again. Actually, it wasn't so much that they needed the roundabout. They just needed some space to drop off their people because obviously they can't drive in here. So they're coming up here, chucking their cars in their pockets and then walking into their new houses. Okay, so once that goes down, this will go down anyway, so it'll be no problem. Excellent. Oh, it's looking nice. Looking nice with these new wall-to-wall buildings in our pedestrian areas. These are looking very, very fancy, I have to say. Oh, man alive. What I want to do as well is I also want to come through and change a lot of these vanilla trees while these are all growing in. Yeah, ignore that problem at the back. It's just because of the traffic. And I was just going to come through and pop on some of these. Which are the smallest ones? Oh, good gravy. Let's put that back down. The date palms here. Yeah. On some of these, or there's the very smaller, I think these ones. Yeah, that'll look nice, fit in with the area that we're going for. Oh, we suddenly hit small city, a population of 11,000, which is fantastic. And there is a brilliant thing that we can now add in our policies under taxation, city planning, small business, big business, industrial space planning. That always helps. That is just fantastic. This slight adjustment here, but it's all working okay. There is a bit of a, trying to balance how much industry you need with how much people is harder. So we've got too much industry at the moment, but we've got more residents coming in all the time with their lovely wall-to-wall buildings, and it's growing and making money is not a problem, which is just fantastic. Oh, look at this building here. This is a rather spiffy looking building. And what is the traffic like? Well, all the traffic is just here. So, I mean, this is a horribly designed little area. I mean, it's working. So I say horribly, I've done myself an injustice. It's working. It's okay. But you could certainly design all of this stuff that needs normal roads in a better way. But everything else is just no traffic at all. Anywhere. So now it's a case of just balancing everything. We have needs for industry, trash needed to be taken care of, so I've upgraded all of these to the large trash collection service points now, which is great. And now I'm just going through here. Oh, let me pause because I need to add to this area the wall-to-wall office. So there we go, we'll pop that in there as well. So any of these commercials that haven't grown in, I've changed for office. We could just sort of take out a huge chunk along here, get some office in. I've added some trees. A lot of places have now been replaced with the wall-to-wall stuff, which is great. Look at this. Let's just go into this view. It's all just looking brilliant, isn't it? I am loving these, and absolutely no traffic anywhere. So technically, yes, you can have a city. These haven't regrown yet into the wall-to-wall. You can have a city with no traffic at all, using just the pedestrian stuff, even for your industry zone over here, as we can see. Look at that, one police car, everybody walking around in their business suits, which I don't know whether I agree with that way they've done it with the industry zone as well, because it needs trucks. I would have maybe thought of another way to handle that, but everything else is just going swimmingly. Oh, things are going well. Just hit big city and we are still expanding. So this is going really, really well. Almost 1 million in the bank as well. So what is the upshot of this challenge? Yes, you can have a totally traffic-free city. I mean, it says 94, sometimes 95%. But if you actually look at the roads, they're not backed up at all. There's not even any cars past these two junctions on the roundabout, so that's totally fine. I mean, I've tried a few different versions of the road layout, and this is the best it gets, I'll be honest with you. So, yeah, it is possible. So that's it. I'm out of work. I think I'm going to go and become an owner of a tea plantation. Yeah, that'll be good. Why not? I'll see you all soon for the next one, where we start integrating all of this cool pedestrian stuff into our cities, Blightea-on-the-Wold and Mississippi. That'll be really interesting. So make sure you subscribe for that. Take care, everybody. See you soon.